Hello out there. And here's the starting group for the New York Knicks. Josh Hart is out there with Mikal Bridges. Then it's OG Anunoby. Then it's Karl Anthony Towns. And it's Robinson in at the center spot. And for Cleveland, at the 4 and the 5, the lengthy pair of Mobley and Allen. Isaac Okoro is out there with Donovan Mitchell. And it's Hunter in at the 3. So many things to love about opening day. What's tops on your list, RJ?
A lot of things, really. But, man, the energy in the building. This house is rocking. These fans are so pumped up and optimistic about their team right now. He's had that move saved up for a minute. You could tell with that smile on his face. Mitchell making the most of that opportunity.
Bridges passes to Robinson. Using his post moves to get the 2 points. And here comes Cleveland. And you look at what they've accomplished this year on the road. 30 wins and counting.
Yeah, they're reaching those historical numbers reserved only for the greatest teams in NBA lore. The types of rosters filled with talent, experience, desire, all built to win championships. I think you can say the same thing about this team.
Bridges against Mitchell. Towns a screen on Mitchell. To the paint. Towns double team. Ooh, stolen by Allen. Mitchell with the ball. Towns covering. The 3 from Okoro. That one's good. Mitchell making the play.
And 3 for 4 to start. Showing some rhythm.
Well, Grant, all the high hopes Knicks fans have had in recent years, they have finally come to fruition.
Yeah, it really was good to see the Knicks have a great campaign last year. From the players, to the coaches, to the front office, and the fans. They've pressed all the right buttons.
Now here's Bridges. Fires the 3. Is rebounded by Okoro. And the Cavs with possession. Stringing it together. They've got an 11-2 run going.
A sloppy turnover. When you're not locked in, pay the price.
New York making a switch here. Chua's checked in. Bridges against Mitchell. Bridges passes to Anunoby. Let's go with a 3. New York again can't hit. Cleveland has gone 3 of 3 from outside and looking sharp here in the first. Mobley outside. And Mobley throws it down.
Boy, I like their energy coming in. Terrific execution so far.
Couldn't come up with a much better start than this. They just have to keep it going.
And Mikal Bridges, still one of the better wing defenders in the league, Greg.
Yeah, he's so great at pestering a shooter. Good lateral movement and wingspan makes him hard to get around. He might not be the best in the league, but he is well above average.
Well, Richard, he's the Iron Man of the NBA right now. Mikal Bridges takes pride in being available on a nightly basis.
We've all heard it before. The best ability is availability. And Bridges does whatever it takes to not miss games. More teams need to take this mindset.
2 minutes remaining on the first. 2 minutes.
Mitchell against Bridges. New York, no good that time either.
And he almost made them regret defending him so loosely.
And Mitchell with the slam.
Building a big advantage early with a terrific all-around performance.
They got off to such a hot start, and that can keep you energized throughout the whole game.
Now here's Anunoby. His last outing, he had 24 points. Buries it from three.
Defensively, you have to stay connected to him on the perimeter.
A moment to hear from Allie LaForce.
I was able to talk with Kenny Atkinson for a minute, and he said when you watch film on Karl Anthony Towns, his size is impressive, but when you're actually standing next to him, he looks a whole lot bigger. And he knows how to use that size on the blocks and on the perimeter, which makes him an especially tough cover. Brian?
All right, Allie, thanks once again. Here's Bridges. After the Cavs picked up a basket a moment ago. Kicks it out to Anunoby. And again, New York with the triple.
Yeah, Bridges has a good eye for spotting those openings, and he can make timely passes.
Mobley outside. Takes the three. That one falls. Nice setup by Mitchell. Mitchell's got 3 assists now in this one.
You can't help but look toward their defense. They're totally lost.
Cleveland leading by 13. Here's Okoro. And he slams it in one-handed.
Well, Mitchell knows it's not all about him out there. If he can get another guy a shot, he will do it.
Three-pointer, Bridges. And the rebound goes to Cleveland.
Okay, so if I were to say this was a disaster of a period for him, it would be an understatement. But hey, sometimes you gotta shoot your way out of the slump, even for him.
Offensive rebound. Kicks it out to Anunoby. Puts up a three. The shot off that time. The three from Okoro. And the three-pointer goes. Okoro's got 8.
They've really built this lead on the back of their perimeter game.
We'll see if they can keep this pace. Not sure they can win it by relying on just the three.
And so it's the Great to have you with us. Second quarter of basketball. This game has not exactly been neck and neck, but plenty of time left in this one. And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for the Cavaliers.
Showing their energy so far, sprinting up and down the floor, getting out in transition and taking advantage.
And I've also liked how they've attacked the opposition off of turnovers. I mean, just making them pay for every mistake out there.
So here are the 5 for New York as they start the second. Achua is out there with Karl Anthony Towns. Then it's Mikal Bridges. Then it's Josh Hart. And it's Anunoby in at the small forward position. Now here's Mitchell. Allen on the wing. He tries for 3. Towns with a rebound. Grant, the Cavs making the playoffs the last 2 years. A big deal in Cleveland.
Well, outside of years with LeBron on the roster, they hadn't made the postseason since 1998. But this group of Cavaliers are making their own history now.
Here's Mitchell. He's got 12. And Mitchell with the slam.
And this is what we've come to expect from Mitchell. He is just a monster offensively.
New York, again, can't hit.
You have to credit their effort. I mean, they've done an amazing job on the glass.
And we've got a whistle. He was fouling with a purpose. And in that spot, in that situation, it's got to be a transition take foul. And Richard, thinking about Donovan Mitchell, he just has a total impact on the game.
It's crazy to think that he's in the prime of his career, but every single year he continues to get better. I still think there are more levels for him to go.
And one move ahead of the defense, a solid pick.
And then the monster dunk to complete the play. Well done.
Great chemistry on display. He understood where to put the screen in order to free up his teammate.
The drive by Mitchell. Out to Mobley. The three from Okoro. Karl Anthony Towns comes up with a rebound. Towns has got 4 rebounds in the game.
And after connecting twice from deep in the first quarter, he hasn't been able to drain another here in the second.
Now here's Anunoby. 6 points for him. Drops in the 3. Anunoby's got 9.
Nice start for him beyond the arc. He's already hit 3 triples, and I'm pretty sure there's more to come.
Here's Mitchell. Allen on the wing. And that's a foul called on OG Anunoby. That'll be a second foul of the game.
That's a second, and I think they'll keep him in, but he's got to be careful. A third, and he'll sit for the rest of the half.
And here's Okoro. He's got 10. To the inside. 6 on the shot clock.
The defense had the pass well anticipated. They know the offense wants to get that ball inside.
The big-time throwdown.
Check him out. Keeps the grip on that rim after the finish. A little extra emphasis. Mitchell, the pass to Allen. And another miss by Cleveland. And here's New York now. Good momentum. 8 straight points. Achua with the dunk.
Oh, yeah. That'll do it.
Wow, an emphatic two-handed slam. Hunter the screen. The 3 from Mitchell. And it's New York with a rebound. Towns has got 6 rebounds now in the game. Up the floor. Pulls up for 3. Anunoby can't get it to go. Cleveland leading by 13. Grant, there's a huge difference between talent on paper versus winning.
You're right, B.A., and it comes down to coaching, chemistry, and sacrifice. But I think the biggest thing is effort. All things being equal, the team that plays the hardest is going to win.
You want to know why they're winning? It's because of his play offensively.
Anunoby against Hunter. Shot from the top of the key. Anunoby can't get it to go.
And to put things simply, this has not been his quarter.
Okoro outside. Outside for Mitchell. Mobley, a screen on Anunoby. The 3 from Mitchell. Knocks down the triple. Mitchell's got 5 points now this quarter.
Right now, this is what you want to see. Mitchell playing without hesitation and just taking quality shots.
Hunter against Hart. Back to Allen. Fires for 3. The Knicks pull it in. Towns has got rebound number 7 tonight. Achua passes to Towns. Off target from outside. We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and game clock. Pulls up. They get it back. 24 seconds left in the first half. Anunoby for 3. Picked it out of midair. Left side Mitchell. And stolen by Bridges. Here's Anunoby. Oh, he powers right through the defender for the dunk. Draws the foul, too. And he'll go to the line. They'll pin that one on Jared Allen. And he's got his first opportunity at the line here tonight. And the free throw, no good. Right side, Hunter. Gets it off. Oh, he beats the buzzer just in time. Wow. Big time. Okay, Ali, appreciate it. And folks, we'll be back after halftime to begin the third quarter.
They couldn't shut down the lane. Only thing that would stuff that is prime check. Maybe 2 of me.
Now that is a... Taking a closer look at the first half matchups, these two guys... And that's a wrap on halftime. Thanks for watching as we send you back to BA.
Just about ready for the second half here. A big comeback is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. What a game we're seeing from Donovan Mitchell.
He's hit shot after shot from deep. He's so locked in right now.
If I'm his teammate, I keep feeding the hot hand, especially since he's been on fire from deep also.
Darius Garland is out there with Ty Jerome. Then there's Dean Wade. Then it's Javonte Green. And it's Thompson in at the 5, roaming the paint. That's the 5 for Cleveland right now. Out left to the wing. Inside. Here's Robinson. And the layup is good off the glass.
That's 10 straight points they've given up in the painted area.
Outside Garland. Tipped away. Wright with a steal. All by himself. Here's Brunson. On the run out. Brunson finishes at the rim.
Impressive. Their ball movement has been excellent tonight.
The Cavaliers lead by 15. And a minute played as the second half gets going. Out to Thompson. Wade drives in. Back to Thompson. Thompson, a screen on right. Garland for three. Yes, and a nice assist from Thompson. Garland's gotten himself going with a triple, his first basket of the game. Well, the recent success of the Cavs has centered around their defense, RJ.
Well, if you want a chance to contend, you're going to have to be able to defend. Their coach embodies that, and so does their personnel, specifically their front court. Their first miss since the break. Still, I like how they've come out so far.
And he takes it in for the layup off a very nice feed. And the Cavaliers lead by 20. And so it's Brunson who brings up the ball for the Knicks. Right with a screen on Green. Here's Brunson outside. Green with the defensive effort. For Cleveland, they've got 2 of 3 from the floor in this third quarter. And from the sideline, let's catch up with Allie.
When it comes to winning big, basketball acumen is the difference. LeBron James said, quote, in the final 2 rounds of the playoffs, what's going to separate teams is IQ. There's moments in the game that a coach can't prepare you for, where you have to make adjustments right away. It's not experience, it's IQ.
He would know, Allie. Thanks. Green with the ball. And McBride picks him up defensively. Jerome, no good.
And you just can't afford to give up that kind of look very often.
And there's the foul. It'll go on Miles McBride. That's his first foul.
First team foul.
Here's Jerome. No made baskets yet. A touch over 2.5 minutes of basketball played here in the third quarter.
They're going to the three-point shot to try to open up their lead, but they're not having quite the same success they were in the first half.
Pass to Robinson. Thompson pulls it in.
Normally he drains that.
2 minutes remaining in the third.
Garland, the pass to Thompson. Back to Garland. The basket's good. Off the assist from Thompson. Garland's got 5 points now in the quarter.
You see the body control that Garland has, takes on the defender, gets hit, adjusts, and finishes. It's just a work of art.
A little under 3.5 minutes off the clock now in the third quarter. Launches it. It's rebounded by New York.
With not a defender in sight, there's no one to blame but himself.
And in Garland, we're looking at one of the best passers in the league, Richard.
I don't think he gets enough credit for it. He's got such a great feel for the game, the way he wiggles in and out of the lane. It is so impressive. He is such a great, confident floor leader. And this is how you can tell Garland's been in the lab. This shot, he just shoots with confidence.
Brunson laid it in with a nice touch off the window. Brunson's got 6.
Gotta fight harder to get over those screens.
Yeah, as soon as these guys feel contact, they are just disappearing like they're not even there. You gotta show some fire and keep defending.
They set the pick. Here's Garland. And another basket for Cleveland.
And he has flat out taken over this quarter. Keep feeding the beast.
Brunson with it. He's picked up by Garland. Back to Brunson. Pass to Tucker. Right outside. Over Garland. And it's right missing.
And you have to think that they're leading this game because of how they've controlled the boards tonight.
We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and game clock. Pure from three-point range.
Their offense has been unstoppable, just firing on all cylinders.
They've had great execution, and what stands out is that they're just taking what the defense gives them, not forcing anything.
Here's Brunson. Out of bounds. It'll be Cavaliers ball.
Cleveland ball.
Right against Garland. Pass to Jerome. Here's the 3. No good on the buzzer beater. And so it's the Cleveland Cavaliers up 25 big ones as we head into the next period. All right, let's take a look at our assist of the game presented by State Farm.
And the winner today coming from an unlikely position. It's the big fella with the sweetest pass of the day.
I feel like we've seen more slick passing big men in the league today than we've ever seen.
And 1 quarter to go in a game that, to this point, has not been an evenly fought contest. And on the floor for New York here in the fourth, They've got Karl Anthony Towns. Mikal Bridges is out there with Josh Hart. Then there's Mitchell Robinson, and it's Anunoby in at the small forward position. For three, Allen. Here's Mobley. No, stop it in there. Jams it in, and he's fouled. An opportunity, a three-point play. It's going to be on Karl Anthony Towns. Achua's checked in for Robinson. Richard, no doubt about the upside of Evan Mobley. What's his best position, you think, though?
Defensively, he can guard 1 through 5. He is a Defensive Player of the Year candidate every single year. But offensively, unless he improves his three-point shot, he is most likely going to be more of a 5. If he wants to play the 4, he's got to be able to stretch it from 3.
And so the ball out of bounds. Mobley touched it last.
Those are the turnovers that have coaches pulling their hair out. Why do you think I'm bald?
New York shooting right at 35%. Not getting what they want out there. Hart can't hit.
Got the ball where he wanted it, but then got swarmed.
Okoro passes to Mitchell. The three-pointer off the mark.
Good job by the D to stay with him and make that a tough 3.
And it's powered home by Towns.
And just so great to see a big man busted up the court like Towns here. I mean, getting into position for the points on the move, wow, incredible.
A little over a minute of the fourth quarter gone now. Bridges finds Anunoby over Okoro. Mobley grabs the board. Mobley's got 4 rebounds now. And here's Hunter for 3. Cleveland gets it back. On the wing, Mitchell. For 3. Just 5 on the clock. Cleveland needs to get off a shot. And Mobley throws it down.
And you can't let Mobley run free on the offensive glass. This is how you get burned.
Here's Bridges. And he banks in the layup.
It's not easy to work the ball inside in this league, but they've done it all night.
Outside Mitchell. Allen a screen. The 3 is up. And it's Mitchell. The miss.
And this is exactly who you want taking that shot. He just missed it.
Achua with it. Picked up by Allen. Anunoby for 3. And the rebound goes to Cleveland. Mobley's got 6 rebounds here tonight. Here's Mitchell. Mobley outside. 4-3. Oh, my goodness! He'll go to the line with a chance at a 4-point play. It's going to be on Karl Anthony Towns. And let's quickly check out the scoring breakdown here for the Cavaliers.
Their offense has been a well-oiled machine. They're moving the ball around, playing for one another, and just piling up assists.
Also, they were ultra consistent from outside, hitting a high percentage of those shots tonight.
For Cleveland, they've gotten 3 of 7 attempts in this fourth quarter to fall. And that's a foul called on OG Anunoby. That's his 3rd foul so far.
And that puts them just 1 foul from the bonus.
Allen with a screen on Anunoby. From deep, Mitchell. The Knicks pull it in.
Yeah, and the defense really respects his shooting ability, and they showed it with that tight coverage.
Towns on a screen. Here's Anunoby. Yep, that one goes.
OG Anunoby.
Now here's Mitchell. We've got 1:55 left in the final quarter. Poke loose. Allen outside. It's stolen by Hart. Bridges with it. Picked up by Allen. Outside Achua. From deep three-point land. Mobley grabs the board. Mobley's got rebound number 7 tonight. Okoro. And he takes that one up and powers it through.
Proving how coachable he is. Boy, this man is building a pretty decent passing game.
Anunoby for 3. Hunter with the rebound. The Cavaliers have gotten 4 of 9 shots to go in during this fourth quarter.
It's safe to say they have dominated this game. The game wasn't even as close as the score says in a great win for the Cavaliers.
They made the most of the extra rebounds tonight. Helped them out a lot.
Yeah, when you look at these teams, they're both great rebounding clubs. And any night, either one could have the advantage on the boards.
And so this win marks their first victory of the new year. And what a huge performance it was for Donovan Mitchell.
so impressed with his performance today. He was confident, he was composed, and the defense just didn't know how to adjust.
Oh, from deep. Allen can't get it to go. It's an even 3-on-3 break. And so he draws the foul, headed to the line to shoot a pair. And we know Donovan Mitchell is a superb scorer. But Grant, what do you think he's focused on at this point of his career?
Well, B.A., it's all about championships for him. This is a guy that doesn't just want to be seen as an elite player. He really wants to compete for titles, too.
Okoro passes to Mitchell. Launches it. Clock at 4. The Knicks pull it in. Outside Anunoby. Oh, a beautiful reverse layup.
Got it in close, and unless it's an open three, that's the key to efficient offense.
Mitchell with the ball. And so Cleveland takes this one by a big margin. Well, this might not have been the most competitive game we've ever seen, but you've got to appreciate their
K Sports. Get ready. Now a look at Philadelphia's starting lineup. Maxey and Oubre, they have the guard duties. Andre Drummond is out there with Paul George, and it's Embiid in at the 5 spot. And for the Cavaliers, a lot of length inside. It's Mobley and Allen in the post. Isaac Okoro out there with Mitchell, and it's Hunter in at the 3, the small forward. Coaching staffs, Clark, have certainly grown since your time in the league. Do you think that can lead to too many voices in the locker room?
I really don't think that's an issue, Kevin, because no matter how many coaches you have, typically they are all in sync, and the head coach has usually put his staff together, and therefore they're moving in the same direction.
A dynamic leaper with an impressive wingspan. Mitchell usually has some flashy dunks up his sleeve.
Maxey against Mitchell. To the paint. Here's Oubre. Oh, and there he puts it down.
Man, what a throw. Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
An incredible athlete. Kelly Oubre Jr. looks to throw it down.
Now here's Mobley. Hunter, no one around him, gets the three-pointer to fall.
And that's exactly what he's looking for, draining the triple.
And Greg, the Cavaliers in recent years establishing a defensive identity.
They do a great job of locking down the paint, Kevin, forcing teams to shoot over the top and just vacuuming up those misses.
Now Mobley. Paul George missing from long range. And there's the call on Andre Drummond. That's his first foul. Here's Hunter, and it's Hunter with the jam.
And boy, when Hunter's aggressive, good things seem to happen for him and his team.
A moment now to hear from our sideline reporter, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. David.
I was able to talk with Kenny Atkinson for a minute. Coach said he knows the obstacles of playing against Paul George. He told me, you know he's going to have his fingerprints all over this game on offense and defense. Our goal will be to minimize how often we let him disrupt our game plan. To see how long they can keep George out of the picture. Kevin?
Okay, David, thanks.
And you got to clog up those lanes. Mitchell just explodes to the rim when he gets to that launching pad. Boy, he is looking confident. Love how they're using him so far.
And you know what? They're going to keep using him. I mean, he'll be the centerpiece of their offense today. You can bank on that.
Here's Okoro. Kicks it out to Mitchell. From outside the arc. And the three ball is good. Mitchell's got 7 points in the game.
They've wasted no time settling into their offense.
Yeah, they're lasered in. I mean, really making the most of their possessions.
Now, here's Maxey. The three. That's in, and he found his range with that one. Now 1 for 2.
Big time answer by Maxey. Boy, was he dialed in there.
Mitchell dishes to Allen. Driving the lane, and that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. And Clark, we know the last handful of years, the 76ers have been a threat in the East.
7 straight years of playoff runs. Can't get past that second round barrier, though, Kevin. But as far as success, they've been as consistent as it comes in the East the last decade.
And Allen impacts the game on all levels. This kid has what it takes.
2 minutes remaining in the first. 2 minutes.
Mitchell against Maxey. It's rebounded by Cleveland. And a record-setting season continues for him. Now up over 30 road wins.
And well, you're talking maybe nearly 15 times in the history of the NBA has a team cleared 30 road wins in a single season. And in that group, a lot of teams that went on to win the championship. I think a lot of people would say this team is the favorite to go all the way.
And he nails the third. When Donovan Mitchell, Greg, is on the floor, he is the offense.
Yeah, and that goes beyond just his ridiculous scoring. It gets overlooked that he's also a skilled passer. So one way or another, Mitchell is finding points out there.
Now, here's George. Nothing on the board. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. And now, yep, this will be a coach's challenge. We thought that might happen, triggering a review of the personal foul.
Sixers. Paul George taking 2 shots. The play is under video review under NBA rules. The officials will have 2 minutes to review the
The
play.
action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able now to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
Here's Maxey. After the basket by DeAndre Hunter. Maxey attacking, and it's sent back by Mitchell.
And watching Mitchell there, he was just sitting on that one.
And Mobley throws it down.
Yeah, they have gone full throttle from the opening tip, showing no signs of letting up.
And, you know, when you've got a chance to put a team away early, you got to take it.
Here's Embiid, and Embiid throws it down.
He just punched the ticket on that one. That'll get the job done.
Powerful two-hand jam.
I tell you what, if he's got a few more of those in him, this lead will really start shrinking.
Now here's Allen. Boy, he just disappeared against Indiana, and they really needed him. Basket counts.
Defensively, giving up far too many open rhythm looks.
And to battle back, they've got to shore up the defense. I mean, there's no other way to come back from a deficit unless you play good defense.
George against Mitchell. Allen with the screen for Mitchell. Off target from outside. It'll count. And no luck with that time on the buzzer beater. Donovan Mitchell firing on all cylinders for Cleveland. And so far through one quarter, it's been a lopsided game. We'll see if that changes here in the second. And a moment here to take a look at the scoring breakdown for the Cavaliers.
Getting downhill has really been impressive to me, not settling from the outside. They're going right to the rack.
And on top of that, they've been asserting themselves offensively, getting a good chunk of their points from inside.
So to begin the second quarter for the Philadelphia 76ers, running the wings, it's Oubre and George. Embiid is out there with Andre Drummond, and it's Maxey in at the point. 2 open that time, made it look too easy. George has got the first points up on the board here in the second quarter for Philadelphia. Mitchell with it, Maxey covering. Allen for 3. Scored the basket, his second of 2 attempts.
How about dueling from long range, just going at each other?
Looks to me like there could be something personal taking place here.
Now, here's Maxey. Fires the 3. Rebounded by Allen. Allen's got his 4th rebound with that last one here tonight. Hunter kicks to Mobley. Pass to Okoro. Clark, how much weight do players put on individual awards or something like an all-star nod?
You know, I think players always have a level of respect for each other, but awards help validate your level of respect. How you win, how you perform, consistency, and awards are typically well-earned and well-deserved. As a matter of fact, in most cases, they are well-earned and deserved, and players acknowledge that and respect that.
Now, Hunter, after the missed 3 from Tyrese Maxey.
And close to making the defense pay for the lax coverage that time.
And the foul is called. He intentionally grabbed him there for some reason. I don't know.
Kevin, all I can think of is that he's trying to slow the game down a little bit.
Right.
That's a stretch, though. Definitely a strange move on his part.
Now, here's Maxey. Here's Embiid. Oh, Embiid, too tough inside.
Embiid, such a dominant force inside. That's exactly where his coaches and teammates want him operating.
Here's Mitchell, and there's the drive. Pass to Hunter. Okoro with it. He's covered by Maxey. 6 to shoot. Kicks it out to Mitchell. Now here's Mobley. That 3 off the mark.
We know how good a shooter he is. It's frustrating for him when he's not able to knock down that kind of wide open look.
Maxey with it. Guarded now by Okoro. Lobbed up there for Embiid. And stolen by Mobley. Mitchell in the corner. Allen with the screen for Mitchell. All alone. And it goes down 2 points. Mitchell's got 11.
And that's Mitchell at his best. Playing the quarterback on this offense and leaving the D grabbing for air.
Maxey finds George. Launches it from deep. The long distance 3 is buried.
3 points.
George has got a couple of three-pointers in the second for the 76ers. Hunter on the wing. And here in the second quarter of action as we approach 4 minutes play.
Oh, he just punches that one down with a fury.
Rubs it in a little deeper with the hanging finish.
Guys, they're not backing off at all, are they?
Now, here's Maxey. Fires the 3. And no good that time. The Cavaliers leading by 8. Down low. Now, Cleveland moving it up. Allen's shot is off.
Well, you know, this is what happens. You can't afford to lose concentration even for a nanosecond.
And it's Drummond with the jam.
Once Drummond gets the ball there, you can kiss it goodbye.
Mitchell passes to Hunter. Back to Mitchell. Pass to Mobley. Mitchell with it. The 3. And Okoro throws it down.
There it is, guys. One of those effort plays that makes a big difference in the game.
And GA, it is definitely making a difference so far today.
Well, you know, if you're not going to take care of the defensive glass, it's going to be hard to come away with the win.
Here's Maxey.
Just has lost the feel in terms of scoring here in the second quarter.
Clearly an MVP caliber talent now. Embiid continues to impress with his versatility on both ends. A man that big shouldn't be able to do the stuff that he does with the ball.
Second free throw, no good. The Cavaliers leading by 7. And here's Mitchell from the arc. Traps in the tray. Mitchell's got 14.
And guys, we know Mitchell can fill it up in a hurry, which is what makes him so much fun to watch.
Now, here's George. D right on him. Drummond. And Drummond throws it down.
There's PG creating for a teammate. Terrific dime drop.
And Mobley throws it down.
Yeah, I mean, maybe he could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that one.
And we know he's capable of those memorable ones.
Hey, they got a nice, comfortable lead here, fellas. Might as well keep it simple. Do it a plain, simple one-hander, just like pound cake.
And so it's Cleveland going into the break with a 10-point lead. Their lead is where it is because they've gotten good shots. A lot of good shots. And we'll be right back after this.
The Thunder will be playing at Paycom Center as they go up against the Pacers. 8:30 Eastern time for the tip there.
Gentlemen, I can't wait for that game. We've been talking.
And now how about those first 2 quarters of play? Just a dominating performance for the Cavaliers. Thanks for spending halftime with us. Time to get...
And we hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. We're halfway through the game. It's been one outstanding game from Donovan Mitchell.
He's done a fantastic job of finding open space to operate within the first few quarters.
You know what? It helped that they had a few guys with very hot hands on the perimeter, too.
Green is out there with Wade. Then it's Thompson. Then there's Garland. And it's Jerome in at the 2. So that's who's on the floor for the Cavaliers. There's Garland. It's deflected. Here's Council. He's covered by Thompson.
Strong move to the 10, trying to get his guys going.
Hard not to get motivated, GA, right when your teammate makes that kind of play.
You know, when you're looking to close the gap, you need guys who will take it upon themselves to step up, take the initiative, and make something happen.
Outside Lowry. Oh, and he almost had a 4-point play right there. He'll go to the line with a chance for 3.
Oh, such a crafty player. Lowry excels at using his body to draw contact.
And he sinks the second. Last one's off, and they'll settle for 2 points.
A slight advantage for them in the rebound department, but that oftentimes is all it takes.
Especially when you're scoring the ball at a decent clip the way they have. I mean, they've done exactly what's necessary to take the lead.
And with a little over a minute gone, the second half is underway. Here's Council. The 76ers again can't hit it. The Cavaliers leading by 8. Kicks it out to Garland. Now the 76ers on the break.
And a terrific job on both ends of that sequence. Very slick steal and great transition offense.
Garland looking it over. Takes it inside. And stolen by Kyle Lowry. Here's Bona. And foul on the shot. And it looks like, yep, it's a coach's challenge on the personal foul. That triggers a replay review by the official.
For the 76ers, Bona, 2 shots. The play will be reviewed under NBA
Personal fouls
rules.
can be tough. The action is so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology. We've seen replay reviews so effectively and involving the coaches by being able to. A challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
Outside Garland. Wade outside. Lowry against Garland. Wade from outside. It's not going to go for him. The 76ers trail by 4. Outside Lowry. To the inside. Here's Bona. And it is flushed down with a nice jam.
Beautiful job closing the gap here. Let's see if they can sustain this run.
This game was in danger of getting away from them. They've made a nice push to keep it close.
And plenty of contact on the shot. So 2 free throws coming up. And now it's a look at the 2K leaderboard with the list of the NBA's best fast break teams from a season ago. 5th on the list, the 76ers.
I mean, this is such a tough team to deal with. You see the numbers. They would just push the ball at every opportunity. And that's the norm for him. He's pretty much automatic when he's at the line.
Here's Council, guarded by Garland. No good from outside. Cleveland leading by 4. 2 minutes. We've got 1:55 left here in the third quarter. Thompson is screen on Lowry. Just 4 to shoot. Garland with the bucket.
Oh, very solid from deep. Darius Garland hurts you in so many ways.
Pass to Bona. Plays it up and takes it in. Bona's got 6 in the quarter.
The chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
You know, the defense has really been kept off balance because of the outstanding passes. 4 straight field goals have been made off an assist.
And he dumps it down.
Lowry's a do-it-all point guard for sure. Passing, scoring, defense, he checks all the boxes.
Garland out to Thompson. And the shot is good. Thompson's got his first basket of the night. There's 57 seconds left to play in the third. Here's Bona. Out to Edwards. Here's the three. Thompson with the rebound. Thompson's got his fourth rebound in this one.
And they haven't been able to turn it into a big lead, but their rebounding advantage is starting to add up.
Yeah, still close, but with their tough play on the boards, we're certainly seeing the effort.
Here's Council, guarded by Garland. And that one's good. Council's got his second basket.
No defensive pressure at all. I mean, that's not going to get it done against him.
Oh, inflicting some punishment with the two-hand flush.
They're going for the throat.
Now's the time to do it. Keep attacking that rim.
Wade has the open look. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Garland. And now it's a 10-point Cleveland lead. Inside, power down after the assist led him into the lane.
Well, I'll tell you what, his vertical is awesome, off the charts. A short center who still makes his presence felt.
And so it's the Cleveland Cavaliers holding on to an 8-point lead heading into the break. They're playing a bruised.
You know what time it is.
And this is it. Glad to have you along for this fourth and final quarter. Cleveland leading by 8. Taking a look at the 76ers. Maxey and Oubre, they have the guard duties. Andre Drummond is out there with Embiid, and it's George in at the 3.
Oh, great defense. They anticipated the play and got there first.
And not afraid to put his body on the line either. He took a shot for the team in that situation.
Here's Maxey, and the layup is good.
They are attacking the rim and getting great results.
And how? I mean, they're taking this defense to task, taking them to school. Every one of their last 10 points have come in the paint.
The 76ers trail by 6. Oubre on the wing, covered by Hunter. Pass to George. Takes a 3. Rebound by Mitchell.
Well, he's got a paint stroke. That one almost dropped.
Okoro with it. A second chance effort, and he sinks the layup. And the Cavaliers lead by 8.
You've got to be aware of him at all times. He's a bully on the backboard.
Oubre up top, covered by Hunter. And George kicks to Oubre. And the rebound goes to the Cavaliers.
Well, they'll be happy with that look, even though it didn't fall.
You know what? That's a confidence shaker for him, though. I mean, that's a shot he expects to make every time.
Final quarter of play, about a minute and a half off the clock into it. Mitchell right side. Rebound by the 76ers. Embiid's got 6 rebounds now in the game. Here's George, and George with the stop.
George doing a nice job driving with physicality there, seeking out that contact.
Here's Mitchell, and it's Mitchell with the jam.
An elite scorer, demonstrating once again how fast he can fill it up.
Maxey on the wing, covered by Okoro, and finished off by Oubre.
A powerful finisher. Oubre Jr., you deserve to get dunked on when you let him get inside.
Hunter against Drummond. Fouled on the shot and picks up 2 points, so 1 free throw coming up.
No surprise there. I mean, realizing he has the size advantage, he exploits it perfectly.
And guys, what do you think about the offensive approach we've seen so far for Cleveland?
Their accuracy in this one has just been on another level. I mean, the 3-ball keeps falling, and the defense just hasn't been able to run them off the line.
And I love the way they've been attacking the basket. I mean, they've looked to penetrate every opportunity they've had, and they've done a nice job doing that.
Here's Maxey. It's rebounded by Cleveland. Allen's got rebound number 9 now. What an effort here tonight. For 3, Mitchell. Andre Drummond grabs the miss.
And even against defense as tight as that, you almost expect him to still bury those.
And George is very good in how he leaks out in transition. Times it perfectly and really creates high percentage shots for himself as a result.
And that's a foul called on Kelly Oubre. That is his first foul of the game.
13 foul.
George against Mitchell. Mobley sets the pick for Mitchell. Misses the 3.
Not quite enough defense that time around. Just lucky he was off.
And they double up Embiid. Embiid is just too strong inside.
Embiid, such a monster on the inside. He puts a lot of pressure on him.
Screen by Allen. Here's Mitchell. Pass to Hunter. Mobley, left side. And Mobley throws it down.
But I hope he didn't hurt his neck because that was one nasty head fake.
Yeah, the defender bought it all the way, didn't he?
It's all about keeping the defense off balance, guys. I mean, not knowing where you're going to go. I sort of thought he was hoping to go hard to the rack there.
Shot clock at 6. Oubre for 3. Cavaliers with the rebound. If they want to, they can milk the clock just a little bit here.
Yeah, that's the best option.
And it's Mitchell missing. The 76ers have gone 5 for 9 from the field in the final quarter so far. Outside, Maxey. Back to George. From past the arc. Gets it to drop, and now he's shooting at a 5 for 8 clip.
Hey, you know that George is going to take the shot when the game is up for grabs. I mean, that's who he is, and that's what's expected of him. He's an exceptional decision maker in these situations, which makes it even more obvious.
And the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by Oubre. On defense, the 76ers. 6-point game. Nobody near Allen. His 3-pointers off the mark. And here's Embiid. He'll bring it up for the Philadelphia 76ers. Driving in. Count.
Straight rim rocker.
It looked like Greg for a second, like he might rip the cylinder loose.
Now that is some real industrial size strength right there.
And so it's Cleveland winning this one. It was up for grabs right until the final seconds.
Yeah, and for me, Kevin, what stood out is just the overall trust. This
70. Sixers starting group. Maxey and Oubre pair up at the 1 and the 2. Andre Drummond is out there with Joel Embiid. And it's George in at the small forward position. And for New York, Karl Anthony Towns is out there with OG Anunoby. Then there's Mitchell Robinson. And it's Josh Hart. And it's Bridges in at the point. For NBA fans, early season games are so entertaining to watch, Grant. What's your favorite part of the early going?
You know, BA, take your pick. Rookie development, team chemistry building, plus you wait all off season to see how your team measures up. And now we get to find out.
The offensive rebound. Yep, that one's good.
Mitchell Robinson is one of the best finishers that you have down low in the NBA.
Maxey attacking. Always a nice way to start. Makes his first one.
The defensive effort was lacking a bit, but hey, give him credit for finding a weakness there.
Just really smart basketball and exploiting whatever holes that he's seeing right now in the defensive squad.
Nice basic one-hander there.
Hey, I think he got some extra bounce off the ground on that one. And Embiid throws it down.
Yeah, Embiid can throw it down from anywhere. So much power for the big fella.
The 76ers have gone 3 of 3 so far from the floor. Despite Joel Embiid missing more than half of their games, Grant, the Sixers still won 47 games last season.
Yeah, BA, and lots of credit goes to Tyrese Maxey, averaging over 26 points a game. Philadelphia also had some good depth, and that really helped.
That's what happens if you don't do your work early. Andre Drummond's going to hurt you like that.
Drummond on the double team. Outside Robinson. Towns with room to shoot. And he wills that one in, sinking it right through the back of the iron.
Just takes advantage of the D in a way that very few players playing today can do.
Here's Maxey. Lays it up and banks it in.
While Maxey is an elite shooter, Tyrese is at his best using his speed going downhill.
Robinson, a screen on Oubre. Here's Anunoby. Oh, rejected by Drummond. And he gets it back. Hart finds Bridges. Shot clock at 6. Tries again. And Hart puts it in.
Well, the paint is where Hart does a lot of damage. He'll finish in there at close range.
Maxey against Bridges. Maxey passes to Drummond. Kicks it to George. Pass to Maxey. Three-pointer. Sinks it from distance. Maxey's got 7 points in the game.
Ooh, the range of Maxey is pretty impressive. He is consistent from beyond the arc.
All right, let's check in with Allie LaForce.
Tom Thibodeau gave me a few minutes to catch up with him. Facing off with Paul George tonight, I asked them what makes PG such a special player. Coach said, quote, well, he has a huge effect on the game. Paul can shut down your best scorer on one end and then put up 30 or 40 on the other. Tough to beat that. Paul George, he will have a lot to say about this one, guys.
As always, Allie, we thank you. George with the bucket.
Back-to-back threes, making their defense work on the perimeter a bit.
Well, when you talk about a classic 3-and-D guy, Paul George is one of the first to come to mind, Brent.
I agree, B.A. I think he's been a little bit underappreciated, but this guy, both ends of the floor, with the ability to score and defend, is elite.
And Grant, I know you played a part in Embiid's decision to join Team USA.
Yeah, B.A., I spent a lot of time talking to Joel Embiid and convincing him to play for us in the U.S. men's national team.
Here's Drummond, and he elevates for the slam. Mitchell Robinson on the wrong end of that one.
And Drummond not wasting an opportunity to throw down another.
George over to help. Left side, Robinson. And a big finish by Robinson.
Hey, kept it simple. No reason to get fancy right now, BA.
Yeah, he's just looking to find shots and produce for his team. Now here's Drummond. 6 points for him. 50 seconds left in the first quarter. Drummond to screen on Hart. Oubre passes to Drummond. Embiid with it. And Embiid throws it down.
Really taking charge of the game, largely with a detailed interior attack.
Well, how good have they been on the inside tonight, just getting down into the painted area and just dominating, controlling that spot. Now, one player sometimes can drag down your offense, and he seems to be an anchor here in this quarter.
Knicks trail by 11. Bridges right side. Robinson a screen on Oubre. Here's Anunoby. Oh, he clanks that one off the back iron and it falls. 8 seconds left in the first quarter here.
21-12.
Outside Maxey. From about 16. What a performance for Tyrese Maxey. He has been the story for Philadelphia. 8 points in the quarter. And if you're just tuning in, we've got a wide margin on the scoreboard, but plenty of time left for a comeback. And a chance for just a second to check out the scoring breakdown for the 76ers.
Well, guys, early on, they're driving the lane constantly, using their quickness to gain an advantage. Look at their points off penetration.
So much good energy and flow tonight, and that has really come out of great ball movement. Guys have been open, and as soon as they are, they get the ball.
We've got Mikal Bridges. Mitchell Robinson is out there with Karl Anthony Towns. Then it's OG Anunoby, and it's Hart in at the shooting guard position. That's the group for New York starting the second.
Putting the speed to work that time. Hart was flying down the lane.
Back to Embiid. Takes a three. Yes, sir! Embiid from distance.
This defense just can't stay connected to shooters.
And here's Bridges. He'll bring it up for the New York Knicks. Trailing by 10. Well, Grant, one thing about this Knicks team, they have a clear identity.
Yeah, they have the mentality of their city, New York City, playing the game with passion and in-your-face attitude. And, of course, these Knicks leave it all out on the floor.
Kicks it out to Anunoby. Connects from downtown. Anunoby's got 5 points.
Every year, Anunoby seems to gain more and more confidence, especially in his jump shot.
And after putting it down, he dangles from the rim a little.
Man, that's borderline taunting right there, Grant. They're playing with a certain swagger right now. And with a pause in the action, here we have the best rebounding teams from last year. New York in 5th.
And you have to be impressed if you look at the rebounding numbers from last season. They ran a number of guys to the glass, which led to plenty of second chance opportunities.
The Sixers lead by 9. What a terrific move that is. Oubre's gotten 4 this quarter.
Yeah, in transition, Oubre will feast on those kind of opportunities. Quick to the rim.
Out of bounds. It'll be Philadelphia's ball.
That's tough because that one's preventable. The defense has nothing to do at all with that turnover.
The 76ers have gotten 3 of 4 field goals in the second quarter. And let's send it over to Allie LaForce.
Paul George spent some time talking about his idol. He said the person who motivated me as a kid was Kobe Bryant. Growing up in Southern California, watching him every day, I wanted to emulate him. I attacked the game the same way he did, trying to work on every deficiency, play both ends, and be a competitor.
His impact lives on, Allie. The shot by Drummond, no good. Knicks trail by 11. George over to help. Pass to Towns. Out to Bridges. Now here's Hart. Well, Brent, league-wide, more and more points being scored. You see that tapering off at any point?
VA, with all the rule changes and what we're seeing in terms of the skill set of players growing, I mean, the scoring is just going to keep going. How far can we go? I don't know. I feel like we're topping off a little bit. The only way we're going to score more points in the game is add more time to the clock.
And a big finish by Robinson.
How about Robinson showing off some creativity down there to get the score?
And Maxey, here we go. Pass to Drummond. Back to Maxey. Stolen by Bridges. On the break. Outside Anunoby. Launches a three. Sinks the tray. Anunoby's got 6 in the quarter.
Shooting it with more confidence now. Look at his face. He didn't look quite right in the opening minutes. Finding it now.
Drummond. Good work defensively by Robinson.
We'll have a hard time shaking that one off. Perfect position. Plenty of space. Just clanked it.
Robinson, a screen on Maxey. The three. Bridges. Rebound by the 76ers. They've led by as many as 11. Pass to George. Now Embiid. There's the triple. Karl Anthony Towns comes up with a rebound.
He's not the guy that you want to give a wide open look from three-point range. They're lucky that that one doesn't cost them.
Third team foul.
George against Bridges. Pass to Anunoby. 5 on the clock. Towns outside. Anunoby against Oubre. And it's going to be a 24-second violation. They turn it over. The Sixers lead by 6. Here's Maxey. Give him 8 points now. From deep. Philadelphia with another miss. New York has gone 2 of 4 from the perimeter in the second so far.
And his struggles have been apparent. Unable to make an impact scoring the ball.
Kicks it to George. 27 seconds left to play in the first half of basketball. Pass to Drummond. Over Robinson. The shot by Drummond, no good.
And they've been able to maintain this lead despite his inconsistency from the field.
Hart from long range drills it from deep. Hart's got 5 points now this quarter.
Yeah, draw the D in, kick it out for the open shot. That's taking the page straight out of your textbook. Well done.
For 3, George, and no good. Trying to get that one to fall. And the first half comes to a conclusion in a game that's been very close so far. Thanks very much, Allie. We'll be back soon to start the second half of basketball.
Fans, please direct your attention to center court.
You know, I love sitting up here and doing this show with you guys. I learn something new every day.
Man, you know what? It is.
Switching back now to the Philadelphia 76ers, they've been fighting it out through the first half of play.
Playing well on the road can be very difficult.
And that's a wrap on it.
Second half of basketball is upon us, and we may be in for an exciting finish based on how close of a game we've seen so far. Without question, Tyrese Maxey displaying all his skills today.
Through 2 quarters of play, he's been an excellent source of points.
Yeah, he's shouldering the load right now and looking really comfortable while he's doing it.
And the 76ers, looking at who they've got. We've got Edwards and a Giabaselli in a power forward. With Brunson being undersized, he has such a great feel for how to create space, Brent.
Incredible footwork, BA, the way he puts the needle on the record and just scratches it, pivots around, and makes defenders jump and move. Amazing manipulation skills at the point guard position for a guy his size. to get it done in the painted area.
And here's the fast break. Lowry against Brunson. Lowry with a steal. To the middle. And Edwards slams it in.
Well, Lowry sees the breakdown, and then he knows the guy's going to be open. What a delivery that was.
Brunson passes to Wright. Now here's Brunson. Hasn't gotten one to fall yet for the lead. And it's Wright missing. The Sixers leading. And that's a foul called on DeLon Wright. That's his first foul of the game.
First team foul.
Lowry against Brunson. Back to Lowry. And we're about a minute and a half in the second half. Knocked loose. Down low. And he floats it in for the easy two. Credit the sweet setup on that one.
Lowry showcasing his ability to do damage on the inside.
Outside Tucker. Rebound by Philadelphia. Here's Bona. Here's Yabusele. To the inside. Right with the board.
Well, you could tell right there he just wanted to go for the jam, but the defense too good and distracting.
And the officials signal the backcourt violation. Not careful there. Let's see how last year's top scorers stack up on the 2K leaderboard. Jalen Brunson, fourth.
This is a guy who never took a night off. You look at his numbers and you know that he put in a tremendous effort every single game.
Pass to Achua. Achua with a screen on Lowry. It's Brunson working inside.
Brunson, one of those players that's just not going to be denied, determined to convert inside, and he does.
And there's the foul. It'll go on Miles McBride. That's his first foul.
Second team foul.
Oh, it's stolen by Tucker.
And in the last two possessions, they've painted a picture of what not to do. Just way too loose with the basketball.
First team foul.
Well, we're into the third quarter, just over 2.5 minutes played, and it's blocked. Here's Council. Brunson defending. And that's a foul called on DeLon Wright. That'll be a second foul of the game.
And that puts them just one foul from the bonus.
From the inbound, here's Bona, and he banks in the layup. Bona's gotten his first basket of the night.
Assertive move. You can tell the game's heating up a bit.
When the Knicks are having a good season, it is amazing how excited their fans get, Brent.
Well, it's been generations, BA, that have been salivating for this franchise to get back to its winning ways. The last championship came in 1973, so as a fan, you can't help but get fired up when there's a chance at a title run.
Pass to Bona. Back to Lowry. Clock at 6. Yabusele. And that one is hammered home.
And you would expect a quality play like that from a quality guard like Kyle Lowry.
Brunson looks it over. Brunson inside with the finish.
And despite the height disadvantage, oh my, he just attacks that interior.
Yeah, no stopping him on that play. Sometimes even the taller defenders are helpless to stop him.
Here's Edwards to the right side. Here's Bona. Second chance effort. Boom! He jams it straight down.
And that really has to lift his teammates' spirits right now.
I'll tell you, Grant, these second chance buckets could be what this game comes down to.
Well, especially in a close game, every possession matters.
And this kind of play is only going to grow their lead, holding the other guys down on defense and converting on the turnover.
And here's Brunson from the arc. It's hauled in by the Sixers. Shot clock and game clock, 1 second differential. Lowry, good. And now an 8-point Philadelphia lead.
And really good execution from Kyle Lowry, looking spry and opportunistic on the break.
Brunson passes to Wright. And looks like an illegal pick was set. That gets the ref's attention.
You can get away with one once in a while, but it looked like he wasn't completely set on that pick.
Yeah, a quick little lean like that is going to get the ref's attention. Foul call.
8 seconds left to play in the third quarter here. And here's Drummond. And it's in! Oh! Nails the buzzer beater! Are you kidding?
Makes his selection just in time. Well done.
Yeah, it's almost.
And so it's Philadelphia earning this break in the action, up 10. Getting lots.
Guys, once the ball started moving, great job.
And this is it. Glad to have you along for this fourth quarter. They've got Josh Hart. Karl Anthony Towns is out there with OG Anunoby. Then it's Mikal Bridges. And it's Robinson in at the center position. So that's who's on the floor for the Knicks.
Oubre just being aggressive, and that's going to pay off on some free throw shooting attempts here.
All right, guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for the 76ers.
You have to be a fan of the energy they played with on the defensive end. Active hands and feet, and it's come up big a few times for them.
Man, scoring off of turnovers is so helpful. I mean, you get easy opportunities at the rim. It devastates the opponent. They've done a great job tonight of converting on those chances.
The Sixers lead by 12. Maxey surveys. Pass to Embiid. 3 on the clock. And the 3 off target. And the Knicks shooting it with confidence. 54% so far.
Yeah, going right for the iron. Towns muscling his way through.
Outside Maxey. Now George. He's guarded by Bridges. And the jam by George.
Attacking the rim with power.
Tremendous finish. With the teardrop. Kicks it out to Anunoby. He buries it from 3.
Anunoby showing some confidence, believing in the work he puts in.
Outside Maxey. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
And just executing at a high level. I mean, taking what the defense allows and putting in the work.
Basketball IQ is something that gets talked about, but its importance to a team showing up here, running plays that turn into scores.
We're just over a minute and a half now into the fourth. Outside Maxey. And the layup is good. Maxey's gotten 4 this quarter.
And force-feeding the ball inside. I mean, no reason to go away from what's working.
For 3, Bridges. Drummond grabs the miss. Drummond's got rebound number 5 here tonight. Got it. Good job in the low post. And the 76ers lead by 15.
Oubre has the height right there to get it done and uses it well as he's able to score inside.
Bridges. New York again can't hit.
Well, they shouldn't be giving that shot to anyone, but they certainly shouldn't be giving it to him. That's a big break for the defense.
Yes, sir!
That's what you tune in for right there. Wow. Paul George dunk contest? Maybe a little older, but I love to see him get up.
Right side, Anunoby. Bridges against Oubre. Now here's Bridges. Guarded closely. 6 to shoot. Robinson passes to Bridges. Bridges can't get that one to fall. And the 76ers with possession. It's been 8 unanswered for them. The kick out to Maxey. Knocks down the long J.
They've been battling all night. Now they're on the brink of putting this game away.
No, great job of getting in position to win a game. It's been an all-out effort from the squad.
Hart from long range sends it home from three-point land.
These teams are finding the range, showing a lot of confidence.
It seems like they're going to find out who can make the deepest threes. Right now, it's a shootout.
Bridges against Maxey. To the middle. George passes to Drummond. Maxey against Towns. Towns with a rebound.
Practically a block. Good, strong challenge.
Yeah, altering the shot just as long as there's a miss. That kind of energy not wasted.
Oh, he got hacked on the three-pointer, and he'll head to the line. And you look around the league, Brent, are small market teams having a moment?
Well, BA, these teams have done a very good job of positioning themselves well. If you look back over the past couple years, what have they done? Well, they've had themselves a lot of pick and a lot of good fortune moving up in the draft in some cases, and these teams aren't going anywhere. Not a perfect trip to the free throw line, but they'll take what they can get at this point.
And this one hasn't been in doubt for a bit now. They came out on a mission, and you can bag up this win for the 76ers.
All their efforts on the boards ended up paying off.
And just two tough rebounding teams, but they gave the extra effort and were rewarded for it.
And so this win marks their first victory of the new year. And of all the highlights and performances we've seen here tonight, the one thing that stands out is what an unbelievable night it's been for Tyrese Maxey.
Well, those points he had tonight, all critical, all from energy and activity. He just never seemed to stop.
Maxey against Bridges. Maxey passes to Oubre. Pass to Drummond. Robinson with the block.
The 7'4" wingspan of Robinson going to work on that shot. Swatted away.
Just 3 to shoot. George, a deep 3. And down it goes. Jam that one home.
They really came in with the right mindset today. I can guarantee you their flight home will be filled with some smiles.
Yeah, when you step into an opposing team's arena and you can play with this type of composure, boy, that food tastes good on the way out of town.
Puts up a deep 3. So no problem for Philadelphia as they get the win. Boy, this crowd has to be shocked. Thanks, Allie. Great interview once again. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. So alongside Grant Hill, Allie LaForce, Brent.
And a good Thursday evening to you. K Sports. Presents the look at Cleveland's starting group. A lot of length inside. It's Mobley and Allen in the post. Isaac Okoro out there with Donovan Mitchell. And it's Hunter in at the 3. And for the Knicks, ua is out there with Towns. Then it's Josh Hart. Then it's Mikal Bridges. And it's Anunoby in at the 3 spot. Here we are early in the NBA season, and teams focus on situational awareness. Doris, what have you noticed so far this season?
Yeah, Kev, these situations are really all about execution, right? Are players poised in late clock situations? First of all, do they recognize where the shot clock is? Can they adeptly and quickly read defenses? So those are some of the things I'm watching for.
Now here's Allen after Mikal Bridges missing his last shot. Mitchell wide open. And a miss there on the triple. Anunoby with it. And Allen picks him up defensively. Anunoby passes to Bridges. To the paint. Here's Achua. Hits the layup after the sweet pump fake to freeze the D.
Now this is where Achua wants to operate. Nice close bucket.
And here's Mitchell from the arc. Now in the scoring column with that bucket. 1 for 2 this game.
And he likes to get in a rhythm early. Nice triple.
And Doris, the Cavs had a very successful 23-24 season. 47 wins and the number 4 seed in the East.
And Kevin winning a playoff series, their first one without LeBron James since 1993. Most of the players on the floor weren't even alive back then. Incredible to think of it in that context.
Here's Mitchell after the made shot from Karl Anthony Towns. Mobley a screen on Anunoby. Mitchell and then Mitchell at the dunk.
Well, it's all about decision making in the pick and roll, and Donovan Mitchell making all the right choices.
Mitchell against Bridges. The 8-footer. The kick out to Anunoby. Shot clock at 5. For 3. Hunter grabs the miss. Cavaliers have gone 2 or 3 here to start out the game.
Boy, what a burst from Okoro. Gets himself back up the floor, beats the defense, gets a hand to finish the fast break. Nicely done.
Now, here's Bridges. He had 15 points last outing. From the arc, drills it from outside.
Just reliable, guys. He's just always trying to make the right play.
Mobley a screen on Anunoby. Hits it from 3-point range. Mitchell's got 8 points. Knicks trail by 3. Bridges for 3. Evan Mobley with the rebound. For Cleveland, they've gone 4 of 5 from the field so far. Mitchell's shot is good. 10 points for him.
Well, they're calling his number time and time again, and he is delivering.
For 3, Bridges. Allen with the rebound.
Boy, a really tough quarter for this guy. Just struggling to make shots right now.
Hey, Greg, since getting traded in 2023, Mikal Bridges' scoring numbers have exploded.
Yeah, Bridges, the main piece of that.
And the coach's challenge has been triggered here. Coach wants a review of the out-of-bounds violation.
The play will be reviewed under NBA rules. 2 minutes are allowed to review the play.
Or not. I mean, you seldom get into a situation where it's hard to definitively determine the out-of-bounds call.
And depending on what point in the game it is, it can have a huge impact on the game. So many games coming down to just one possession. Each possession so critical. So we just got word from the NBA Replay Center via the official courtside administrator. And the original call will stand for the out-of-bounds violation.
And, you know, and some people might argue, hey, we're stopping the game, but this uses up a timeout, so that's technically already a break that could happen, regardless of the call staying the same. When a pick like that is questionable and creates that much of an advantage for the offense, you have to blow the whistle.
I don't think there's any question. There are so many rules that favor the offense these days. You've got to be able to equal things out when an illegal screen is set.
Puts up a deep three. Rebounded by Allen. Looking at the Knicks, they want to turn it around after the loss to the Pacers in Indy. Mitchell looking it over. Mobley dishes to Mitchell. Over in the corner, Allen. 4 on the clock. Cleveland needs to get a shot off here. And there's Mitchell. That's good on the assist by Allen. Mitchell's got 13 points.
And they are shooting the lights out from distance here early.
Bridges passes to Anunoby. 36 seconds left in the first quarter of the game. And right away, they match it with a three-pointer of their own.
What an answer from OG Anunoby, delivering the three-point shot in response. Wow.
Okoro passes to Mitchell, and then Mitchell with the dunk.
And he just dangles from the bucket after sending that one through.
And you can see which team has the swagger right now. Bridges for 3. Allen with the rebound. Allen's got 4 rebounds in this game. Hunter kicks to Mobley. Allen outside. Gets it off. It's good. Hold on.
NBA rules. The officials will have 2 minutes to review the play.
He's certain he beat the buzzer.
And to me, guys, it looks pretty clear-cut on the instant replay. I mean, the ball was out of his hands in time. I think they'll confirm this one pretty quick.
Donovan Mitchell firing on all cylinders for the Cavaliers. He delivered 9 points from three-point range that quarter. Terrific work from distance. He'll get you back to the action after this break. And if you're just tuning in, we've got a wide margin on the scoreboard, but plenty of time left for a comeback. And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for the Cavaliers.
We've got a bunch of this game yet to be played, but they're shooting it well from the three-point line. That's got to be a welcome sight.
And they've also shown dominance in the paint so far tonight, really putting the work in down low.
On the floor for Cleveland, getting going here in the second. A lot of length inside. It's Mobley and Allen in the post. Mitchell is out there with the Okoro. And it's Hunter in at the small forward. And talking about the Knicks, GA, do you feel they took a step forward last season?
I do. I mean, losing in 7 in the conference semis with all the injuries they had, that really kind of set them back. They ended that game 7 with the Pacers missing 4 of their starting 5. So, no doubt, expectations will be high.
I'll tell you, no matter what he does, he can't find his rhythm, and you get the sense he's starting to press a little bit.
Yeah, recognizing the opening, and Mobley got it to his teammate there on a platter.
Ball's knocked loose. Mitchell outside. Drills the three-pointer. Mitchell's got the lead up to 14 now for the Cavs.
One of the real streak scorers in the game. Donovan Mitchell is heated up and percolating.
Bridges for three. Drains the three-pointer. Bridges got 6.
Come at us, and we're coming right back at you.
And you would expect nothing less from these two, taking pride and making plays.
Let's take this chance to see which of last season's teams had the most second-chance points in the league. Second, the Knicks.
That's an effort stat for me. I mean, it shows you how hard this team works in the paint. They continue to pound the backcourt.
And there's a whistle. It goes on Mikal Bridges. That's his first foul.
Yeah, way to get there first and be willing to absorb the contact.
Okoro finds Allen. Wide open, couldn't capitalize.
The defense there got away with a major lapse.
This guy just can't find his rhythm, and you look up at the scoreboard, they absolutely need his productivity.
Second chance shot. Towns, no luck.
A slight rebound advantage for them. One more column in their favor, and it's all adding up.
And Greg, you think about what they call float game. Why does that one shot earn a nickname like that?
I mean, it's a badge of respect, right? The floaters, teardrops, whatever you call them, runners, often the finishing touch to an already well-developed offensive arsenal.
Lets it fly. Back to Mitchell. Six on the shot clock. Well, it was only a matter of time, but they finally get the bucket. Mitchell's got 20.
Well, this guy flat out carrying the load for them offensively. He is taking and making good shots. What a terrific job.
Stolen by Okoro. To the middle. Kicks it out to Allen. The Knicks pull it in. Towns has got 4 rebounds in this game. Doris, you can just see in Isaac Okoro the confidence he's gained since his rookie year.
Kevin, he's always had tremendous confidence on the defensive end. I mean, he's a lockdown defender at multiple positions. What you're seeing develop is more belief in his jump shot. And that confidence comes because he's been willing to put in the work.
Right now, let's send it over to the sidelines and get a report from David Aldridge.
Kevin, thanks. For the NBA, content continues to be king. Commissioner Adam Silver says the biggest issue for streaming services is what's called churn. To cancel is just a click. So it's more pay-for-play these days. We have to focus on people staying with you and having great content throughout this week. Kevin?
You know, he's doing a great job, isn't he, David? Thank you so much. Here's Okoro. Allen outside. 1:05 left to play here in the second quarter. It's tipped. Towns with the steal. Down low. Here's Hart. And the lead is down inside single digits. Hart's got 4 points now in the quarter.
So confident in the painted area. Josh Hart understands how to score inside.
Here's Mitchell. Kicks it out to Allen. And stolen by Achua. Stolen by Mitchell. To the right side. 30 seconds left in the first half of the game. Now here's Okoro, defended by Hart. And boy, that looked like goaltending. Yes, it is, and so they will award the basket there.
So close to getting the block there. You can live with those calls because you'd rather have a guy playing aggressive instead of playing it safe.
Evan Mobley is truly a coach's dream. You get the substance and the style. You get the effort and the skill. And this all from a skinny 7-footer. Boy, his frame's going to fill out and the game becomes more dangerous.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
That's a 2 from Towns. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws.
First personal foul.
That one on Mobley.
Yeah, the defender all over.
Anthony Towns. At the line, 2 shots.
And he's good on the second. That'll do it for the first half.
the end of the first
Cavaliers
half.
lead by 12. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by. Thank you, David, and we'll be back after halftime as the third quarter gets underway.
What a playmaker. Mitchell makes everyone around him better. He's an elite scorer, strong defender, making an impact at both ends.
Okay, so now let's talk about that point guard matchup from the first half. Thanks for spending halftime with us. Time to get it back out to Kevin Harlan for the start of the third.
And with the second half upon us, we'll find out if this game becomes the route that it's threatening to be. It's been one outstanding game from Donovan Mitchell.
He's done a fantastic job of finding open space to operate within the first few quarters.
Well, one of the things every player is after is efficiency at the offensive end. And boy, this young guy has done just that.
They've got Wright. He's out there with Jalen Brunson. Mitchell Robinson out there with P.J. Tucker. And it's Porty in at the power forward. So that's who's on the floor for the Knicks. Wade kicks to Garland. Just 5 to shoot. Hands it from downtown. Garland's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. And so it's Brunson with it. He brings it up for New York. Trailing by 13. Well, Greg, the Knicks have certainly brought hope back to the city of New York.
And it's been fun to watch. The fans are rallying behind this team, and it's not just because they're winning, it's the way they're winning. They play with heart and hustle.
35-25.
Garland, the pass to Wade. Trying to answer back, but that 3 is off the mark. The Knicks shooting not great, 40% for the game. Here's Brunson. Brunson spicing through.
Well, this is the very definition of Jalen Brunson's game. His ability to get past defenders and create for himself or his teammates. That is nicely done.
Wade. Pass to Green. Yep, it counts.
Javonte Green.
Knicks trail by 10. Brunson up top, guarded by Green. Brunson kicks it to Tucker. Brunson against Green. Oh, muscling it in. Brunson.
Great play calling, great execution. Leads to 4 for 4 to start this half.
There's Garland. Pass to Green. Back to Garland. Thompson, high post. Here's Jerome, guarded by Wright. Lets it go from deep. Sinks the three-pointer. And the Cavaliers lead by 11.
They're doing work here in the second half. 3 or 4 to start.
Here's Brunson. Pass to Tucker. Brunson against Garland. Lets the 3 fly. Offensive rebound. And the call on the shot. And here we go. Coach's challenge happening right now. This one in regards to the personal foul. Seeing if that was the right call.
At the line, 2 shots. The play will be reviewed under NBA rules.
To tell what constituted the original personal foul. Getting a different angle can sometimes make it a lot easier to determine.
Indeed, and the one thing with replay review is that when you see the slow motion replay, you really get a new appreciation for just the immense speed at which these players are moving and how fast the action really is and how hard it can be sometimes, you know, Greg, to make the right call. And the announcement on the review is that the foul was called in error. So they have determined to overrule the original call.
And guys, this is what it's all about, getting the call right. And I think in this case, the video review showed that while it was a tough call to make on the floor, they got it right with the review.
Third quarter action, and just under 3.5 minutes have gone. Nice shot by Thompson.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
New York again turning it over. The Cavaliers leading by 13. Doris, when the Cavaliers made the trade for Donovan Mitchell, Darius Garland then began to do a lot of his work off the ball.
He had to, Kevin, and he made no secret of the fact that this was an adjustment. When you are accustomed to being the primary initiator, moving off the ball takes time. But to his credit, he's adapted beautifully.
Garland finds Green. Three-pointer. No good that time. New York's gone 1 of 2 from beyond the arc since coming out of the break. Tucker the pass to Robinson. Brunson outside. New York missing again. The Cavaliers have gone 5 of 7 from the field in the third quarter. Let's see if they can keep it up. Here's Thompson. Robinson pulls it in. Robinson's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Here's Brunson. Brunson stays agile and finds his opening inside.
Well, offensively, this guy has been cooking. They're definitely not losing because of him.
Garland against Wright. Garland kicks to Thompson. Thompson, a screen on Wright. Here's Garland. Here's Thompson. Robinson with the block. And so it's the Cleveland Cavaliers holding on to an 11-point cushion as we get ready to take. And now we take a listen into the recent huddle from.
Hey, you got to keep working the game now.
And there have been 2 very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. And so in the game for the Cavaliers, a lot of length inside. It's Mobley and Allen in the post. Okoro out there with Mitchell. And it's Hunter in at the 3, the small forward. Mobley against Towns. Kicks it out to Allen. Three-pointer on the way. It's rebounded by New York. Towns has got 6 rebounds here tonight.
I'll tell you, despite his struggles at the offensive end, this team still finds themselves in control of the ball game.
And on an open look like that, he's very gifted at making the weak coverage pay.
And here's Mitchell from the arc. Pass to Okoro. Now here's Mobley. Back to Okoro. Hits the 3-point bomb. Okoro's got the lead up to 14 now for the Cavs. And a chance now to catch up on some numbers here. The hustle stats for the Cavaliers.
All game long, they've had active hands and really out in the passing lanes. That aggression on defense has resulted in a ton of steals.
And you also have to love the way they've gotten out and run in transition. A ton of good chances tonight simply from being willing to run the floor.
And a volume scorer, Mitchell excels at getting inside and converting.
On the wing, Anunoby. Covered by Okoro. And it's Mitchell with the ball for the Cleveland Cavaliers. They're led by as many as 14 points. Pass to Okoro. Anunoby against Mitchell. Mobley sets the pick for Mitchell. 4 on the shot clock. Shoots over Anunoby. The shot by Mitchell, no good. Knicks trail by 11. Anunoby passes to Achua. The kick out to Anunoby. From deep. Evan Mobley with the rebound. Cleveland's gone 7 of 15 from 3-point range tonight. They're not afraid of that shot. Okoro shot is off.
I'm shocked that didn't turn into 3 points. I mean, he makes you pay on those nearly every time.
New York's gone 1 of 2 from 3-point range here in the fourth. Anunoby outside from downtown.
defensive instincts of Okoro right there. So solid at using his body and his length to bother shooters.
Mitchell outside. And stolen by Achua. There's the triple. They get it back. Kicks it out to Mitchell. Lets it go with a three. Drops in the tray. Mitchell's got 25 points in the game.
Well, this is what you're trying to do. Put the game away.
And he hasn't forced much tonight. I love the efficiency he's giving to them.
Nobody near Allen. Another three for Cleveland.
Relentless in their approach, even with the game firmly in hand.
This is a textbook example of playing the possession and not the score. This team is doing a great job continuing to execute.
Here's Anunoby. New York, no good that time either.
He is just not taking smart shots out there, a pattern he has fallen into tonight.
And they recover it.
And this is going to end in a lopsided victory. I love the tenacity and aggressiveness, as well as the ability to close. You really got to give it up here for Cleveland.
What do you think was the deciding factor in this one?
I think you have to look at their field goal percentage. They just shot the ball much better than the opponent, and they were getting great looks all game long.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year. The one player that really stands out, of course, in this one, it was a dazzling game for Donovan Mitchell.
I think his steals tell the story. This guy was a disruptive force, and I don't think you can underestimate how important it is for a team to have someone in that role.
Cleveland leading by 16. Mitchell kicks to Mobley for three. It's rebounded by New York. That's a two from Towns. Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line.
Oh, that's a strong finish. And Karl Anthony Towns will go to the line, try to put the cherry on top.
We know, Doris, that Towns might already be one of the best shooting bigs ever.
But, Kevin, he flat stated and called himself the best shooting big of all time. He has an argument because not only has he shot the ball incredibly well from deep, even as his volume has gone up, his efficiency stays the same. This is a gifted offensive post player.
And foul on the shot, so he'll get a chance at the line. Doris, when you think of Mikal Bridges, what comes to mind?
The fact that he is available almost every single night, that you can count on him to bring great defensive intensity. He's become a legitimate threat from three-point territory, and now all of a sudden he's adding some ball skills. Mikal Bridges gets better every single year.
1 second separating the shot clock and game clock. Here's Hart. Bridges with it. Now defended by Mitchell. Fires top of the key. Hunter grabs the miss. Lets it go from deep. The shot by Mitchell, no good. Mobley with the block. And so it's Cleveland taking care of business in this one. This was a very strong showing for him, Greg. Not necessarily. Thanks so much, David. Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan.
the 76ers. Welcome, everyone, to And with the new season. Just underway. Richard, you can feel the excitement around the league.
It's one of my favorite times of the year, BA, and after all the hard work these guys put in during the offseason, now we get to see if it's paid off.
And the Cleveland starting five. At the 4 and the 5, the lengthy pair of Mobley and Allen. Donovan Mitchell out there with Isaac Okoro. And it's Hunter in at the 3. Maxey, that's good.
From three-point land, few guys in this league are better than Maxey. You have to run him off that line.
Here's Mitchell. George with a steal. Oubre on the wing. And he makes no mistake. Slam dunk.
And that's what happens when you don't take care of the ball.
Hey, that makes the turnover hurt even more.
We know mistakes lead to breaks. That's just textbook right there.
And finished off by Hunter.
Over his career, Mitchell has developed his playmaking for others, a great skill to have.
We know how great Joel Embiid is, but he simply hasn't been as effective in the postseason.
Part of that is because of all the defensive attention he gets. We know things tighten up in the postseason and things become much more challenging. That's why he needs a better supporting cast.
6 on the shot clock. Embiid from outside. The rebound by Allen. And so it's Allen who brings up the ball for Cleveland. And you look at what they've accomplished this year on the road. 30 wins and counting.
Yeah, they're reaching those historical numbers reserved only for the greatest teams in NBA lore. The types of rosters filled with talent, experience, desire, all built to win championships. I think you can say the same thing about this team.
To the paint. Stolen by Mobley. It's an even 3-on-3 break. Outside Mitchell. From deep. Gets the 3 to fall.
When you shoot hundreds of these shots in gyms by yourself, it will make you automatic just like Mitchell.
Maxey against Mitchell. George outside. Shot clock at 6. And that's a foul called on Isaac Okoro. That's his first foul of the game.
First team foul.
Mitchell against Maxey. Oh, there's the alley.
And they just keep making mistakes. I mean, that's back-to-back turnovers, which easily could have been prevented.
Nice feed from Mitchell. This is how you get your teammates going.
And here in the first, approaching 3 minutes play. Looking to win the run. Maxey passes to George. They set the pick. Shot clock at 5. Fires from deep. Gets the 3 ball to go.
And great range is a big part of why George is a high-level scorer.
And let's swing it over to the sideline and hear from Allie.
Well, I had a chance to talk with head coach Nick Nurse. I discussed with Coach the difficulties of guarding Donovan Mitchell. He jokingly responded, "You mean the guy who scored 71 points?" It should be pretty easy. And he went on to say, Donovan is one of the best scorers in the game. We have to be disciplined and guard him closely. This will be a big test for their defense. Guys?
All right, appreciate it, Allie.
And he might have thrown himself off when he saw how much space he had for three.
And there's the lob and the jam by Drummond.
Woo! His energy is unmatched.
And all of a sudden, that man was just on the other end. Wow.
Mobley. And Mobley throws it down.
Not a long way up for Mobley, but he rises to the rim for the finish.
With an MVP trophy under his belt, Joel Embiid has only become more dominant, RJ.
I think that 2023 MVP increased his confidence. It allowed him to feel like he really was the best player in the world. And I think it motivated him to keep pushing himself. And the results speak for themselves because the stats, they back that up.
From deep, Mitchell fires in the triple. Mitchell's got 6.
That's cash. Mitchell is a volume three-point shooter for a reason now.
Here's Maxey. Cavaliers with a rebound.
He's as surprised as we are. Most nights, that bucket is automatic.
Mitchell misses. And so it's Maxey who brings up the ball for the Philadelphia 76ers. Trailing by 2. Embiid misses. It's stolen by Maxey. Throws it up high. And stolen by Mobley. And now the Cavaliers on the break. Just 2 seconds between the shot clock and the game clock. The 76ers have gone 5 of 9 from the floor. And he commits the intentional foul.
DeAndre Hunter. That's his first personal foul. Second team foul.
Oh, what a nice defensive play to disrupt the lob.
Oh, that's some pesky defense. Should have thought twice before attempting that pass. He's been playing great, unselfish basketball. Really putting the rock in the hands of the right shooters.
His court vision has been on display in this one. He's doing a tremendous job just orchestrating the offense beautifully.
Offense is coming free and easy. And thanks again for tuning in. If you're just joining us, we played through 1 quarter of action so far. And guys, let's get your take on the hustle stats for the Cavaliers.
From the very start of this game, they have been giving the ball handlers trouble, using good pressure to force turnovers and get steals.
And they've done a tremendous job just creating havoc defensively. Active hands have led to tons of turnovers that they've capitalized on.
Oubre is at the 2 with George playing the 3. Joel Embiid is out there with Andre Drummond. And it's Maxey in at the point. That's the group in the game for the 76ers.
And adding to this lead right now, riding a wave of momentum.
Yeah, they've locked in during this stretch. If they keep it up, their lead will only continue to grow.
George passes to Maxey. And he'll draw the foul. He'll head to the line for 2. All right, I don't want to make you feel too old here, RJ, but you did get drafted back in 2001. What's the biggest change to the game, you think?
Oh, I think without a doubt the physicality and the 3-ball. Teams are not as physical, and they shoot a lot more threes. When I came in, they were barely shooting them. Now that's all that matters.
Oh, and Mitchell powers it home.
Oh, man, and that is why Mitchell has won a dunk contest before. He knows how to get a few style points.
Maxey, that's good.
I know what they say, defense wins championships, but you need some bucket getters too now.
Here's Mitchell. Mitchell down low.
That's 10 straight points they've given up in the painted area.
And Maxey, here we go. Mobley with the block.
Sensational swap from Mobley. I love how hard he goes on the defensive end.
Here's George. 5 points in the game. Puts the move on. And the jam by George.
A dynamic finish, then decides to hang out a little for good measure.
Yep, that's the exclamation point right there. Mitchell with room to shoot. Clock at 6. Oh, get up, Donovan. Wow.
Right now, this is what you want to see. Mitchell playing without hesitation and just taking quality shots.
And keeping us updated from the sideline, Allie LaForce.
Evan Mobley was the 3rd overall pick in 2021. And his teammate Donovan Mitchell said about him, "It's crazy, and I don't mean this in a bad way, but I don't think he really understands how good he can be. He can take us to a completely different level. I personally believe that he can be a top 5 player in this league." Ryan, high praise for his teammate.
Indeed it is. Good stuff, Allie.
Well, here in the second quarter, he's starting to dial up his aggressiveness as far as working himself to the free throw line.
Mitchell against George. Pass to Okoro. Back to Mobley. And Mobley throws it down.
I love the throwback basketball. Work it down low and set up your teammate.
Maxey surveys. Inside, here's Embiid. Ooh, look at Embiid converting in close.
The footwork, the patience, watching Embiid go to work inside is just a treat.
And what a breakout 4th year for Tyrese Maxey. Named to his first All-Star game in 2024, Richard.
When the Sixers traded away James Harden, it really opened up things for Maxey. Gave him the ball more responsibility, and you know what? He showed up. The defense had the pass well anticipated. They know the offense wants to get that ball inside.
The defense there doing whatever they can to protect the rim.
An MVP in this league, Richard, Joel Embiid. Is there any way to slow this guy down?
The answer, no, B.A. There is no way to slow him down. He's got the unique ability of size, skill, athleticism. You name it, he's got it.
And give them credit for making a more concerted effort to get to the line this quarter.
Outside Mitchell. Hunter on the wing. Mitchell, a screen on Oubre. Hunter with the ball. Guarded now by George. Here's Mitchell. Here's Allen. And count that. 2 points and a chance for one more at the line.
The battle of the boards has been something to watch.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight. And a free throw good from Allen. Well, you talk about an anchor for this defense. Richard Jared Allen is that.
It's hard to find a big man who can move and eat up space like Allen. He's a great shot blocker that can also move his feet on the perimeter and guard in isolation. But a difference maker at the rim, that is where he's at his best.
Count that one. Mobley's got 4 points in the quarter.
Yeah, he's been locked all the way in from the floor, and he's the #1 reason why they're winning right now.
Embiid misses. The Cavaliers lead by 8. The 3 from Mitchell. Mobley. Great positioning on the putback. Mobley's got 12.
And you can't let Mobley roam free on the offensive glass. This is how you get burned.
And he's going for the oop here. Mobley with the block.
I'd like to see him a bit more efficient. He has not been great this quarter.
Pass to Mitchell. The ball's knocked loose. Oh, stolen by Embiid. George, right side. A shot to stop the run. And the jam by George.
It seems like George could do this all night. He just keeps finding shots.
8-second difference between the shot clock and game clock. And the 3 is good. And the foul. This could turn into a 4-point play.
Nice start for him beyond the arc. He's already hit 3 triples, and I'm pretty sure there's more to come.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight. 76ers trail by 12. It's George on the drive. Drummond inside. He's against Allen. Three-pointer Embiid. The rebound by Allen. Allen's got 6 rebounds now in the game. From deep, Mitchell. And the Cavaliers, another 3.
Yeah, he's in his bag from beyond the arc right now. You see his confidence.
And, of course, it helps space the floor, which gives this offense more room to operate.
And so it's Cleveland up. Thank you, Allie. Good stuff. We will be right back after this break for the beginning of the third quarter.
Fans, please direct your...
And taking a look at the Cavaliers, you really get to see what they're made of. After your hard work in the offseason.
Yeah, you have big.
Now let's talk about our featured game. Guys, Donovan Mitchell was the star of that first half.
2 words, Donovan.
And that's it for halftime. Thank you for joining us. We send you back to Brian Anderson for the start.
And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next 2 quarters are any different from the first 2. So far, it's been a runaway. What a game we're seeing from Donovan Mitchell.
Yeah, he's kind of been the floor general for them tonight. A lot of assists for him.
And it's a role we don't always see him in, but he's done a great job tonight getting the rest of his team involved.
Setting the floor for the Cavaliers. Green out there with Dean Wade. Then it's Ty Jerome. Then there's Tristan Thompson. And it's Garland in at the point guard position. Lowry outside. No good from outside.
They really have a commanding lead, not just in points, but in rebounds as well.
And it's Garland on the drive. Let's go with a 3. The rebound by Yabusele. 76ers trail by 17. And about a minute of action so far in the third quarter. Edwards with it. Green picks him up. To the paint. Here's Council. The kick out to Edwards. And Edwards slams it in.
Forget about attempting the long-range 3 to cut into that lead. Just attack the rim, my man.
Man, that was sweet. Wade misses.
Surprising to see him miss here, but they'll be happy with that shot in most possessions.
Pass to Council. Back to Edwards. Into the lane. And Edwards slams it in.
Oh, yeah. That'll do it.
Wow, an emphatic two-handed slam. Garland against Lowry. Here's Wade. Back to Garland. There's a screen. Here's the 3. Drills it from deep. Garland's got 5 points.
Pretty savvy move there by Garland, making space with that pick and roll.
And here's Lowry. Still no points. Misses in close.
Fantastic defense, giving full effort.
Down low. Knocked away. And the ball out of bounds. Last touch by Edwards. Second half of play here with just under 2.5 minutes passed. Garland for 3.
They're not shooting threes as well as they did in the first half.
76ers trail by 16. Pass to Lowry. Here's Bona. And here's Edwards. Green covering. And Edwards slams it in.
Not putting his head down. He continues to produce with the team trailing.
And he's got his first opportunity at the line here tonight. Now Garland. 5 points in the game. Right around 3 minutes into this second half. Thompson, a screen on Lowry. Garland for 3. Nails it from beyond the arc. Give him 8.
And Garland is someone you must be aware of at all times, especially out on the perimeter.
It's Lowry with a drive. An easy 2 on the layup.
They're finding ways to get the ball into the paint. 5 consecutive buckets.
And so Garland will bring it up for the Cavaliers. 17 points was their biggest margin. Here's Green. And a missed layup.
That is a disaster. Honestly, I'm embarrassed for him.
In the third quarter with just over 3.5 minutes off the clock. Here's Council. Sinks the tray. Council's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3.
Gotta fight harder to get over those screens.
Yeah, as soon as these guys feel contact, they are just disappearing like they're not even there. You gotta show some fire and keep defending.
Garland feeling it out a bit. Outside, Green. Rebound by Philadelphia. Here's Lowry. Pass to Edwards. Fires the three. It's rebounded by Wade.
They've had a slight leg up on the boards and a big leg up on the scoreboard.
Green for three. They get it again. Garland way outside. Can't drop the tough three-pointer.
Yeah, and the defense has really got to tighten up on him. I mean, he's just too dangerous from the three-point line.
Lowry outside. And the deficit down inside single digits. Lowry's gotten 4 this quarter.
Yeah, even inside among the bigs, Lowry can find his finish. I mean, he's that clever offensively.
Stolen by Lowry.
And they can run out the clock here. No need to rush him.
Yeah, you don't have to be quick. You just have to be deliberate.
Going inside. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Lowry's got 6.
Breakdown for the defenders, and you can't ask for an easier bucket than that.
Here's Garland. And so it's the Cleveland Cavaliers closing out the quarter with a 7-point lead. What has them in front right now? By and large, they're taking great shots. And more NBA action on 2K Sports. With 3 quarters behind us, let's see what this 4th period holds in store. 76ers trail by 7. Maxey and Oubre pair up at the 1 and the 2. Andre Drummond is out there with Joel Embiid. And it's George in at the small forward position. That's the group in the game for the 76ers. Allen outside. Outside Mitchell. Pass to Hunter. The 3 is up. That one's good. Mitchell making the play.
4-3.
Mitchell's got assist number 8 now on the night. Here's Drummond. Out to Oubre. Back to Drummond. Oh, sweet move. And the jam by Drummond.
This has been the story of the game. A battle fought on offense.
Yeah, but I think it's going to come down to who can get the stops down the stretch, because that's who's going to come away with this one.
George against Mitchell. And Mitchell with the slam.
And this is what we've come to expect from Mitchell. He is just a monster offensively.
George against Mitchell. Pass to Maxey. The 3. It's rebounded by Cleveland. Mobley's got 5 rebounds in the game. Shrugs off the contact and dunks it home. He'll go to the line.
Proving how coachable he is. Mobley, this man is building a pretty decent passing game.
And let's get your take, guys, on the scoring breakdown for the Cavaliers.
Their offense has been a well-oiled machine. They're moving the ball around, playing for one another, and just piling up assists.
Another thing they're doing well tonight is shooting from long distance. All game long, they've been finding openings at the perimeter. And they're +5 on the boards after that rebound.
No good there. And George with some nice D. 76ers trail by 10. It's George on the wing. Here's Drummond. Back to Embiid. Shot clock at 6. Here's George. Oh, and makes it with the kiss.
They have no answer defensively inside.
Cleveland leading by 8. Here's Mitchell. Double team on Mitchell. Allen finds Mobley. Allen with a screen on Drummond. Back to Allen. And it's Allen who slams it home.
Easy for the big man Allen to get up and throw it down.
Kicks it to George. And he lobs it up top. And Drummond with the jam.
Great teamwork and great timing.
Oh, spectacular play. Embiid against Mitchell. The 3 from Okoro. That one falls. Nice setup by Mitchell. Mitchell's got his 9th assist of the game now.
Their strategy has been pretty simple here in the second half. Attack from three-point range.
And you see this so much more nowadays in the NBA. Team putting a larger emphasis on jacking up threes.
And that's how you up the ante. Come right back at it.
Yeah, I love the competitive fire right there. You drain a triple on us, and I'm coming for my revenge.
Here's Mitchell. Outside Hunter. Back to Mitchell. Mitchell on the drive. Score it. 13 shots, 9 makes. Solid.
It's the strength of Mitchell, one of the strongest guards we might have ever seen.
Nifty move. And Maxey with the lay-in. Maxey's got 4 points this quarter.
It doesn't get any easier than that. The defense has to play better.
Allen outside. Outside Mitchell. Pass to Mobley. Outside Mitchell. It's tipped. Just 5 on the clock. Cleveland needs to get off a shot. Here's Allen. Pulls it in from the elbow. Hits the front of the rim and out.
Good shot, gone bad. Gotta finish there.
Here's Oubre. Kicks it to George. And here's Embiid. Mitchell grabs a miss. Hunter on the wing. And another basket for Cleveland.
Yeah, they blocked out the noise, blocked out the distractions, kept on grinding, and this is their reward.
All road wins. They're just so sweet. They're just so sweet. You know why? Because they are so hard to come by.
For 3, Allen.
I hate to say it, but I'm pretty sure we can close the book on this one.
Yeah, they fought as hard as they could. Just wasn't in the cards tonight.
Hey, from beyond the arc. Offensive rebound. Back to Mitchell. And so it's Cleveland winning this one. They played the villain tonight, and they played it well.
Yes, they did. And, you know, you have two choices. You can either succumb to the hostility.
It's time for So the New York starting five. Josh Hart out there with Bridges. Then it's OG Anunoby. Then it's Mitchell Robinson. And it's Towns in a power forward position. And for Philadelphia, Maxey and Oubre, they have the guard duties. Andre Drummond is out there with Paul George. And it's Embiid in at center. Bridges shot good. Here we are, Greg, in game one of the NBA season. How does opening night feel different from the rest of the season, the rest of the schedule?
Well, Kevin, it's the excitement of the unknown. Everybody comes in with the highest of expectations, right? You got new teammates, some new wrinkles, still a lot to figure out and shake out over the course of a long season.
Here's Bridges after the Sixers pick up 2. Count it. Bridges has got his second bucket of the game to go.
Nimble inside play by Bridges, working his way to a close-range shot.
And about a minute gone here in the first quarter. Here's Maxey. The three-pointer, no good.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing. Nice work to get it inside and draw contact.
Exactly. The defense determined not to allow the easy layup right there. They'll settle for making him earn the free throws.
And a talented swingman. Bridges is someone to keep an eye on as he continues to round out his game.
Here's Drummond. Oubre outside. And he converts the layup.
That's the way to do it. Oubre using his length inside to his advantage.
And here's Bridges. He'll bring it up for the Knicks. And Anunoby slams it in.
And he can time his passes so perfectly. Wow, what an assist.
One of the best 3-and-D wings in the league. Let's start with OG Anunoby, who excels from the corner.
And Kevin, about 45% on quarter threes the last couple seasons. So OG can space that floor horizontally. That's in addition to his elite defensive ability.
Personal foul. Second team foul.
Robinson sets a screen for Hart.
Nice defense that time by Drummond, and a movable object with great length.
Oubre with it. He's picked up by Anunoby. Here's George. Nice concentration to hit the double clutch layup. George has got 5 points so far.
And early on, they've been nearly perfect from the floor. Just the one miss here on their first 5 attempts.
Here's Towns into the lane. That one's in, his first shot this game.
Karl Anthony Towns finishing through contact there.
76ers have gone 4 of 5 from the field so far. Oubre, no one around him. From outside, off the mark. And now we've got some time to check in from the sideline. You got for us, DA?
I caught up with Coach Nick Nurse. Now, I spoke to him about the plan for Karl Anthony Towns now. Coach said, we know Cat has size and power, so we're hoping we can match him there. We don't want to make ourselves soft targets for him. We expect it to be intense and physical down on the block. Guys?
Thanks, David. Here's Bridges after the make shot from Joel Embiid. Anunoby, good.
And what an assured player. Anunoby believes in his ability to shoot the ball off the catch.
Maxey looking it over. It's George on the wing. There's the three. And Maxey with the basket on the assist by George.
And an eye for an eye. Both teams working to stretch the floor.
Nothing like answering back. One team gets 3, you fire 3 of your own. Boom.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
And what about the evolution of Tyrese Maxey? Greg, according to him, he's just getting started.
Well, Kevin, I'd have to agree. I mean, he's got some big shoes to fill with James Harden leaving, but each year this guy has just gotten better. And not only has he matched Harden's production in Philadelphia, I think he's exceeded it.
An occasional over-the-back call is fine with him. That's just how he plays and how he attacks the glass.
Yeah, you know what? They say you would always rather have a player that you need to turn down than to turn on. So being aggressive versus passive, I want the aggressive guy all the time, even if it means a few fouls.
To the paint, pocket 4, Embiid. Towns Towns with the defensive effort.
That's a surprise. I mean, really out of character for him to miss when the defense is not right up on it.
And there's the call on Andre Drummond.
That's his second.
That'll be his second foul of the game.
Third team foul.
34 seconds left here in the opening quarter. Towns, a screen on George. Embiid with the steal.
Great reflexes to get a hand on that pass and go the other way with it.
To the inside. George against Bridges. Here's Embiid, and the dunk by Embiid.
Dropping the hammer. That's why Embiid looks to get deep inside position.
The assist of Paul George.
Hart the pass to Towns. And Towns throws it down.
Punch, counter punch. Impressive offensive production early on.
Hey, guys, this is going to be fun now. I mean, we've got ourselves a shootout on tap here.
And so, both teams trading buckets as we end the first quarter. Knicks. And it's been a pretty even game here after one quarter of play. And let's get your take, guys, on the scoring breakdown for the Knicks.
Everything working for them inside so far, guys. Tons of high-quality shots that they're knocking down inside.
And I really liked how they moved the ball tonight. Because of this selfless approach, they are piling up the assists.
Running the wings, it's Oubre and George. Joel Embiid out there with Andre Drummond. And it's Maxey in at the point guard position. That's the group for Philadelphia to start the second quarter. And Joel Embiid is a giant center. Clark, his size, his arm span. How does his sheer size, do you think, affect the game?
Well, he's a mountain of a man. Not only is he tall, he's wide, and he's deep too, Kevin. In other words, he's hard to get around. And he's also hard to challenge because he's north and south. So, and you factor in his touch. This guy does things that I've not really seen a guy of his size do, particularly when you talk about pity-patting the dribble and knocking down face-up jumpers all the way out to the three-point line. It should almost be unlawful for a guy north of $3 billion to be doing that.
And so it's Oubre with it. He brings it up for Philadelphia. A nice shot by George.
Cannot let George get his feet set out on the perimeter. He'll bury it.
Bridges against George. Anunoby passes to Bridges. Oh, and here comes Oubre all alone. George with the ball. Bridges covering. Drummond. And that one clearly a foul. Gets the whistle and 2 shots coming up. And yep, we thought we might see it. And the coach's challenge has been triggered on the personal foul call.
At the line for your Sixers, Andre Drummond. Taking 2 shots. The play is under
so fast that it's really tough to catch everything in real time.
The wonders of technology. We've seen replay reviews so effectively, and involving the coaches by being able to challenge like this is something a lot of people have been hoping for. And so the word is in. They've decided that the call stands as it was made on the floor.
And, you know, even if a coach still feels this wasn't the right call, you got to acknowledge the effort being put in to reviewing it. The double checking, and the game continues on.
That free throw, no good. Greg, what a great time to be a fan of basketball. Not just in the NBA, but all over the world.
Absolutely, Kevin. The sport just continues to grow, and there's increased value being placed on all-around skill, even in youth basketball. And I think that bodes well for the future of the game.
Bridges against George. Bridges kicks to Anunoby. Just 4 to shoot. And Anunoby slams it in.
And the penetrating ability of Anunoby, confident when it comes to attacking the defense.
Anunoby against George. Drummond passes to Oubre. Drummond sets the screen for Oubre. And Karl Anthony Towns pulls it down. New York trailing. And a fast break now for the Knicks. Anunoby kicks to Bridges. It's deflected, and the ball travels out of bounds. It was last touched by George. Hold on to those paper planes, everybody. Diplo is in the arena tonight.
And a happy Diplo at that, out here watching his Sixers in control.
On the wing, Anunoby. Robinson down low. Working on Drummond. For three, Bridges. His second miss, now 2 of 4 on the game. Here's Oubre. That's in, coming off the assist from Embiid. Oubre's got the lead up to 3 now for Philadelphia. Bridges against George. Bridges dishes to Robinson. Bridges deciding where to go with it. And the rejection by Embiid.
Don't test Embiid now. An impact defensive player is what he is. You know, at the end of the day, size does matter, especially on the glass.
Clark, we know what a great player Joel Embiid is. He was the 2023 MVP, and he was on that same road until he got injured last season.
Unfortunate to see the big fella Embiid deal with the injuries that he has throughout his career, even going back to his 1 year in college. It's unfortunate, but that has hampered what is a special, special talent in Embiid.
And George kicks to Maxey. Here's Drummond, and it's Drummond with the jam.
Few players get more dunks than Drummond. He's a center who plays like a traditional center, looking to throw it down every chance he gets.
And there's the call on Andre Drummond. That'll be his 3rd foul so far.
That's his 3rd personal foul. First team foul.
Bridges against George. Bridges outside. Pass to Anunoby. Clock at 6. New York needs to get off a shot.
Great job preventing that ball from coming into the post. Might have been an easy 2 if the defense wasn't there.
And you know what? For me, these dunks show exactly how great an athlete George is. I mean, sometimes you're surprised that the basket doesn't come down with the force he punches it with.
The offensive rebound. Here's Philadelphia. They're on a 13-4 run. And finished off by Oubre.
Nice play, and you can see they're gathering momentum.
You know, they need to stay aggressive here. Build the lead up while they've got the chance. Don't waste this opportunity.
And the timeout called here by Tom Thibodeau. He wants to talk to his guys.
Let's give a big round of applause for your Sixers, ENT.
Knicks trail by 9. Bridges with it. He's got 5 and stolen by Drummond. 76ers another fast break opportunity here. Here's Embiid. That ball's nice speed that time from George. George has got 3 assists now in this one. And we've reached halftime in this one. Philadelphia ahead as they wrap up the second quarter with a tremendous 17-4 run. Thanks, David. And we'll be back shortly following halftime to get the third quarter underway.
Looking at Philadelphia, like most teams right now, they're optimistic. We'll see how they handle the first couple of games.
Yeah. And circling back to the first half of our game, Paul George had his fingerprints all over it. And that is it for halftime.
There wasn't too much drama in the first half, but maybe things will tighten up here in the second. You look at Paul George in this game, guys, he's been everywhere.
No problems fighting his way to the rim in this one. A lot of points in close.
Yeah, you know what, guys? They gave him too many free runs to the hoop in the first half. I think they've got to be a lot tougher on him. Body him up. Be physical with him.
Here's who Tom Thibodeau is starting the second half with. We've got Jalen Brunson. DeJuan Wright is out there with P.J. Tucker. Then there's Miles McBride. And it's Achua in at the 5 spot. Lowry against Brunson. Pass to McBride. Here's Achua. The dunk by Achua.
Nothing soft about the putback there.
And why chance it, right? Take the dunk if you've got it.
Well, you know, if nobody's going to put a body on him, then that's going to be the result.
Here's Bona. Stolen by Brunson. Here's Achua. The kick out to Wright. Tucker the pass to Wright. New York moving it around. Now it's going to be out of bounds. The Knicks will retain possession. It's time now to look at the NBA's toughest defensive teams from a season ago. Second, the Knicks.
Boy, it was a long year, and you were reminded of it every time you played this team. I mean, they never gave up a lot of points. They made you work for everything. And the points you did get against them were really hard-earned.
Shot is good, and the 76ers lead is cut down now to just 9 in the basket from Brunson. GA, as you know, Jalen Brunson is a second-generation NBA player.
Yeah, his dad, Rick Brunson, was an 11-year vet who also played overseas and eventually settled in as a coach in this league. So Jalen grew up in those NBA locker rooms.
And there's the call on Kyle Lowry. That is his first foul of the game. Over a minute and a half into the third quarter of action. The kick out to Wright. From outside the arc. Count it, and the Philadelphia lead has been cut down now to just 8 on the basket from Brunson.
And Brunson more than comfortable shooting the three, and boy, is he efficient when he lets it fly.
And the refs are going to rule that unnecessary contact. It's a flagrant 1 foul.
And Kevin, I got to tell you, he's probably fortunate to just get a flagrant 1 there. I mean, so much contact. The officials easily could have gone even harder on it.
Greg, I agree. He'd better be on his best behavior from now on. One more flagrant of any variety, and he's out of here.
You can just see and feel the passion behind the play of Kyle Lowry. It's like he's always got something to prove every time he's out there, and that energy is contagious. It spreads to his guys as well.
Pass to Yabusele. Driving inside. Outside for Lowry. Here's Council. Inside. Just 5 on the clock. The 76ers need to get off a shot. No good from outside. Knicks trail by 10. And here's the break. And Tucker slams it in.
A difficult cover on the break. Tucker can beat you both squaring up and at the rim.
Brunson against Lowry. Too long in the paint. He's hit with a 3-second violation. And this is his second trip to the line tonight. And the technical free throw is good. And it seems a new era is upon us, GA. A lot of young stars and young teams vying for the status of household names.
Kevin, the casual fans might have to update their frame of reference, right? Especially since a lot of these new stars are playing in smaller markets.
McBride finds Wright. Now here's Brunson.
2 minutes remaining in the third.
It's blocked. There's 1:54 left in the third quarter. Yabusele passes to Edwards. Here's Tucker. And it's Philadelphia with the rebound. Now here is Lowry. 5 points in the game. Wants to get it to Edwards and does. Misses from short range. And here's Brunson. He'll bring it up for the New York Knicks. 11-point game. From past the arc. There's Brunson from deep.
3 points.
The 76ers have gone 3 of 6 in the third quarter. 50% from the field. Lowry against Brunson. Here's Yabusele. It's tipped, and they get it back.
New York.
Well, let's take a look at last year's top scorer. The 4th spot held by Jalen Brunson.
And looking back, his points per game really underscored the fact that he never took a game off. I mean, one special performance after another all season long.
He hits both from the stripe. Knicks trail by 10. .44 seconds left in the third.
76ers foul. Bona. That's his first personal foul. Second team foul.
Tries to keep it alive. It's stolen by Edwards. To the middle. Here's Lowry. Out to Edwards. Back to Lowry. 5 on the clock. Here's Bona. Uses the glass to finish the layup. And the 76ers lead by 12.
Haven't we seen that a few times today, guys? I mean, their defense has got to have a little bit more toughness about it.
And if it doesn't, this is only going to get uglier. I mean, that's no way to defend a player of his caliber.
And so it's Philadelphia enjoying a 12-point lead as they talk things over during the break. What a night they've had. And how about a look now at our assist of the game? Brought to you by State Farm.
And definitely deserving of the prize tonight. How about the read he made here? Looking like a point guard. Put the pass right on the money.
Terrific versatility coming from a big man. Not something that the majority of big guys possess.
And we reach the fourth quarter in a game that may be already out of hand. Abusele out there with Edwards. Then there's Lowry. And it's Bona in at the center, locking down the middle. That's the group on the floor for Philadelphia. Pass to Edwards. Edwards drawing the double team. Here's Council. Brunson covering. Got a hand on it, and they'll keep possession. Great positioning on the putback. Bona's got the lead up to 14 now for the 76ers. Now here's Brunson. Defense is right there. Drains it from beyond the arc.
Their three-point percentage has taken a big leap here in this second half.
And their lasers are starting to do their thing. I mean, that's going to be the ticket for them the rest of the way.
Nice touch on the shot from close range.
Relentless is a word to describe Lowry. He is a wrecking ball of a guard.
There's a screen by Achua. Launches a three, and again, New York with the triple.
Their third three-pointer in a row.
Adjustment time for these guys. The defense has to make some adjustment here.
Here's Lowry. Pass to Bona. Brunson against Lowry. Edwards, a screen on Brunson. The drive by Lowry. It's hauled in by Achua. Achua's got 4 rebounds now tonight. To the paint. Releases. A shake. Tucker. Off the mark. Had a chance to trim it to single digits. Philadelphia leading by 10. Now Lowry. Down low. Sweet move. He takes it up and lays it in.
Another bucket down low. They've been the aggressors, taking the ball inside and attacking at the rim.
You're exactly right. It's been all good at one end, and let's be diplomatic and just say not so good at the other end.
And he's really shot the ball well, but it hasn't been contagious.
For Philadelphia, they've gone 3 of 5 here in the fourth quarter. Pretty good numbers coming out of the break. Pass to Bona, and stolen by Achua. An even 3-on-3 break. And we've got a whistle. The refs are indicating it's a transition take foul. It's going to be a shot and the ball. Let's quickly check out the scoring breakdown here for the 76ers.
Well, you know, for me, when you can convert this many times in the paint, I think that's a sign that your offense is really in a healthy state.
And another stat that they've excelled at is points off assists. They're moving the ball around and creating great looks for one another. And that shot isn't the one they should be taking if they want to make this comeback happen.
Here's Embiid. Embiid owns the lane.
Embiid, such a dominant force inside. That's exactly where his coaches and teammates want him operating.
Here's Anunoby. And with that one, the lead is trimmed to single digits.
Well, and this has been their strategy throughout the fourth period. We'll see how it pans out.
You know what? Teams can get a little three happy down the stretch sometimes, letting it fly.
George looking around. Here's Drummond. Hits the layup after the sweet pump fake to freeze the D. And the 76ers lead by 11. Bridges inside. Defended by George. And the basket is good.
Just such a well-rounded offensive player. He's got a little bit of everything.
Maxey attacking. George sets a screen for Maxey. Three-pointer. Hands it from downtown.
No question as to which team gave the better effort tonight. A dominant performance and an outstanding win for the 76ers.
They really lit it up in this one. Fantastic offensive performance.
Definitely just simply shot the ball well. One of those games to be proud of.
And it'll go down as their first official win of the new year. And you know, looking back at all the contributions tonight, it was a really phenomenal all-around game for George.
He affected the game so much with the way he was able to come out and get steals and extra possessions for his team.
And Towns throws it down. And it's Maxey with the ball for Philadelphia. They've led by as many as 14 points. Drummond with a screen on Bridges. And it's Drummond with the jam.
The assist from Kyrie.
So it's Philadelphia winning this one easily. Even early on in this one, it seemed like they were happy to be playing at home tonight. All right, David, thank you. And that'll do it, folks. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and